Good morning, friend. Good morning, Misut. Misut? Mesut? Misut? Misu? Good morning, friend. I hope you're well. And how are you this morning, then? Let's get started with some rocks. You know what time it is? It's rock time. So this is Zandyrite, is it? The white one? I'm using the size 10, I think, and size 90, was it? Maybe? Yeah, I think this works. I'm just gonna keep padding out the build with this. So we're working on a very large stone structure, i.e. a mountain, I think is the technical term for this. That's what some people might call them. Obviously that's their prerogative, you can call it what you want. I actually have an idea for this. We're going to do mask. Kind of late now in a lot of places, but it's okay. We're going to do mask air. And this means that we won't override the blue, which is what we kind of want actually. And in fact, I have an idea. It's kind of going to be a bit finicky to do it, but... Good morning, friend. How are you this morning? It's good to see your energy this early in the... Well, I suppose it's probably not the morning for you, is it? This late at night for you? Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm a bit tired this morning. I'm not sure. I think it's something to do with dehydration, maybe. I don't think I drank enough water. I'm always trying to figure out why I'm so sleepy in the morning, but who knows. Normally I'm okay, but not this morning. I didn't really have a bad night's sleep, so I don't know. Hello, Jason. Good morning, friend. How are you this morning? And... Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have some tea. I hope you guys have tea. If you don't have tea, you have my permission to leave the stream and find some tea. That's quite a good one as well. Oh, that's because it's Earl Grey, I remember. I've run out of tea. So we're having Earl Grey tea. Oh, in New Zealand. Is that right? I was in New Zealand last year, was it? Yeah, it was last year for 6 months. So that was fun. Beautiful country, it's amazing really. And lovely people too. Okay, good morning friend, how are you? Hope you're also doing well. Mostly we seem to be doing good this morning, except I'm a little bit tired. But, you know, we deal. I think we're going to need some more line in here. We're going to need another line here for this. In fact, I think we're going to need another mountain peak. So, much as I hate to extend this at this stage, we're going to have to extend it, I think. So let me just do that. So it's a sphere. 3. I need 2, is it? Oh, no. No, not that. It's a sphere 2, 3, 222, whatever. Yeah, I'll do. This gives us just another peak here. That's also wrong. Whoops. Sphere 22-2. Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Oh, it's a nice time for you then. It's an actual evening time. I knew that it was a good time for some country. So, I'm going to use a catenary brush. As I used it yesterday. I'm just going to join these two together. I guess that works. It's not quite what I had in mind, but it's fine. And bring that in here. So I'm just doing this because we don't really have a good definition for this side of the mountain, because I didn't bother to take the time to sketch it in. So let's, basically I'm just trying to do that now and make up for that mistake. Probably not going to have it go hanging down there, actually. I don't really like that. Ah. Well, you came to the wrong place if you want to study English. Oh wait, maybe you didn't. I'm an English teacher, so maybe you're at the right place. I've got so many different kind of ideas in mind for how this is going to play out, this build, but tricky to know which one to go with, about how, you know, kind of how to actually build it. Let's get another one in there. And, well, that hangs a long way down. Whoops, where did that go? That gone off? Yeah, it's gone off into infinity. Let's undo that. Okay. So, I think that'll do for now. I'm just going to join some of these up in the middle. Oh, so it is good timing for you guys in the I'm not sure what you call that. So the Pacific, Asia Pacific, I suppose. Unfortunately, there's not really that many of you. Not such a huge audience over there, but I guess there's quite a few of you. So maybe I should be tailoring my stream more towards you guys, considering you're the ones who can actually watch it. Alrighty. So a little bit of luck. That will give us a bit more shape to work to, because we're kind of losing the shape of it. I shouldn't leave this, should I? I should build everything out. So let's go back to placing down our stones, our rocks, and nope, just trying to fit them where I can. We need to actually get a line in here, don't we? See where that's going. That looks okay. Yeah. I have a word of the day for you guys. You ready for a word of the day? You ready to learn some English? Probably not, but I guess Jason might be. Our word of the day is banshee. Banshee, which is a mythical beast, a mythical beastie. It's an Irish folk tale of a woman who screams. Basically, that's her main defining feature. It's a screaming woman. It comes from Gaelic. I'm not going to try and pronounce the Gaelic word, but it essentially means woman of fairyland. So there you go. The banshee is the woman of fairyland, and she is mostly associated with screaming. Apparently, it was said that if you heard a banshee screaming, it meant somebody in your family was going to die. So, harbingers of doom, mostly. Well, this is going to be difficult to fill out without a bigger brush, so let's make a bigger brush here. So I'm going to take the rock brush, and we're just going to size it up a bit, make it just double the size, which should make it 4 times as fast, because it's just going to fill out the space with ease. Yep, we only want to hit the air, we don't want to destroy any of the blue thing, so that we can later perhaps dig that back out if we need to. And I'm from the UK, I'm from England. I live near London. And how about yourself? Where are you from? I guess if it's nighttime, you must be in Asia Pacific somewhere, so maybe Australia is my guess. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. So we just nearly filled this out now. I know it's a different colour to the one we used before, but no one should be able to see what's going on down here anyway, so this should all be covered. Alrighty, so I think that's enough of that. We can fill out the rest with smaller rocks. And we will do so. Is this the Minecraft title music? I think it is, isn't it? I was really impressed actually when I first heard the title music. I hadn't heard it for... Well, obviously I hadn't heard it before when I heard it for the first time, but yeah, I hadn't heard it until like this year. That was the first time I actually heard it, because it was when I came back, and I guess they added it sometime in between me leaving and in between me coming back. I guess that would make the most sense. Yeah, I was kind of impressed with it when I heard it. Mexico. It's nighttime. Oh, so it's like really late nighttime. Okay, fair enough. Like, what? It must be like 1 AM in Mexico, right? Very, very early. Nice, nice. And one thing I'm concerned about is when I'm doing my voxel sniping on this, it's going to hit the blue strings, and I don't really want that. I might even spend some time just trying to figure out if I can find out how to make voxel sniper tools not target blocks. But if I can do that, I can stop it targeting the lapis blocks, and if I can stop it targeting the lapis blocks, I might be able to kind of use them just as guidelines, which is what I'm doing right now. But as soon as I start working on this with voxel sniper tools, they're going to hit those and interact with those blue lines, which I don't really want. I don't know. We'll see how we go with that. That's good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Boom. Yeah. So we're going to fill out this area a little. It's 2 AM. Oh no. You should go to bed. It's bedtime. I say that so much. That's my number one advice for all of my listeners. It's bedtime. Go to bed. Unless it's not bedtime, then don't go to bed. Please stay and watch my stream. I think I maybe could have used a bigger brush in here, but it's okay. We're getting there. Quite like this bone-shaped rock that shows up sometimes. I'd be interested to know exactly how these rocks are formed. What kind of a formula they use. Because it's quite a good rock shape. Convincing rock shapes. I mean, I know rock is just kind of a rough sphere, but I mean, it's not an easy task to get a formula that kind of implements roughness, as it were. Alrighty, so this is probably going to be a whole nother section of the build, isn't it? So, I'm just going to bulk out the base a little bit, and we'll leave the rest of the base for another time. I mean, we'll kind of work through it, but actually we'll probably be working through it, but I'm not going to do the seaside element of this because we have enough to worry about as it stands. Why what? You need to be more specific with the timing. I have no idea what I just said to you. I have no idea what I just said anyway. Full stop. Alrighty. Out here a little. have to remind me what I said when you comment, or give me some kind of context. I just don't really know. It's about a 15-second delay or something, isn't it? So by the time I get your message, I've forgotten what I was saying. I forget what I was saying anyway. So just trying to spot everywhere where there's big gaps underneath the strings now. Hopefully, I'm going to create a decent kind of basic shape here. I'm kind of concerned about how we're going to deal with this later. I think Gravity Brush might work, but that is going to kill the... I'm almost tempted to use... completely new technique, in fact, which is going to take a long time because I've just spent a lot of time using this technique. But I'm kind of tempted to try using catenaries on this and just filling it out that way. I somewhat doubt that, actually, Jason. Oh wait, which angel? Are you talking about Lucifer, maybe? I believe that one, but the original one, I don't think that's true. It's been, nobody saw that video. Sorry, Dark Shadow Plays. I don't really know what who you're talking to. I can't really, like. It seems like you're having a conversation with someone else, but I don't really know who it is. Oh, are you being... Maybe you got censored by the auto mod. If you're trying to promote yourself, yeah, it's gonna censor you and I won't even be able to see the message. That's probably what it was. Whoops. Alrighty. So... We're getting there. I don't want to say let's take a smaller brush in here, but I think we're going to have to take a smaller brush in here. I mean, it's going to come down to a smaller brush sooner or later anyway, so... don't want to do it maybe just yet. Let's make a smaller brush anyway. For andesite. I'm going to go way down. We're down at size 5. And we've also got our blue brush here, so we're going to really kind of sketch out the landscape now. Show. Goodness me, this is too small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. It's got mask air on. We've got that really worrying thing looming over the horizon of trying to make convex shapes. Which is what I'm really scared about here. At some point I'm going to have to make this kind of nice and smooth and not look like a pile of rocks, and that is a worrying prospect. So I can show you the command I'm using. It is this one. BR Rock Andesite 890. So at the moment I'm using a rock creates these kind of interesting rock shapes. Andesite is the name of the block. 8 is the size, and 90 is kind of the level of how spherical it is. So 90 is quite spherical. You can also go down to like kind of all the way down to 0, at which point I don't know what happens. All hell breaks loose, I suspect. Good night, friend. Have a good sleep. Alrighty, I'm gonna do another line up here then. Just kind of get an idea of where that's supposed to go. And can fill that out, and let's get another line in. Where else can we get a line in? Just from there up. So that's probably going to tell us that we're way overstretched, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. Let's get a line in here. Whoop. Create a spline into the sky, I think. Don't really want to do. Oops. Don't want to do that either. Oops me, this is going to be a rather large task, isn't it? But I think this kind of technique's actually working pretty well. And given some TLC, it should work pretty well, actually. I mean, we're going to be here a long time, but we're going to be here a long time anyway. Like, this is an absolutely titanic build, so it was never going to be a quick one. Little crack down there. Fill that up. We can actually get one interesting thing about these using these rock brushes is it does create some voids inside, which you can kind of use as bases for caves actually, which is kind of nice. I'm filling a lot of those voids up, but only because I don't want it to be kind of visible on the surface. Ready, let's have a little go here. Join that up to there. There, and this will create a little bit more of a detailed structure for us. I'm trying to go upwards now rather than sideways because I think this creates better shapes to work with. Alrighty, so let's have a little go in here, filling out this space. Actually, we should probably fill out this space first, shouldn't we? We have an idea of where this is going. I'm really confused what you're talking about. Dark shadow plays. You seem to be talking to yourself, as far as I can tell. Does anyone know what he's talking to? Alrighty, so that gives us a little bit more of an idea. So we'll fill out this space now. I think this technique's going to work, actually. It's going to give me a real solid base of shape, and then, I mean, at that point, I guess it's kind of hard to mess it up. It's really hard to shift. Once you've got the core material in there, it's very hard to change that core shape, especially when we're talking about literally tens of millions of blocks. I would say that, yeah, there's probably tens of millions of blocks in this build, so good job not building it by hand, huh? Alright, that's too big now, actually. Too big for this space. Alright, good enough. Maybe I should size this down just a little. Let's size it down by 1, just make it a little bit quicker. A little bit more fine. Well, I mean, YouTube censors some stuff, so you're not really supposed to promote your channels on other people's streams, I think is their thinking, which is probably correct. Considered spam. That's a long, low-hanging one. We're way out of shape for that. Oh, It's not quite right, but still like way out of shape, isn't it? Okay, well, we'll deal with the fact that we're out of shape for this one. So... this way. Pop. Should probably be using this snipe function more, actually. And just crisscrossing everything, trying to make a nice, net for me to work from. I could almost do this for the whole build, really. Probably be quicker. And, right, let's go filling out this section. Good enough. You know what, I'm gonna actually make a new brush here, a much smaller one. Let's go for a size 4. And I'm gonna make sure that's mask air. And let's just change the block on that as well. Let's do diorite again. It just gives us a little bit even more fine control. And we'll fill in there. Oops. Whoa, wrong one. 3 for the slightly bigger one, and 1 for the much finer one. Fine, fine, fine. Feeling fine. Whoops, that was close. Nearly spilled water on the computer, nearly ruined everything. But I didn't, so nailed it. Probably fit a big one in there. Maybe even another big one. Shocking. Yeah, good enough. I probably want just little ones. Fill that out with some little ones. So I do have a plan for what happens next, which is the gravity brush. That's going to take a very long time to work. But I think that's the next step it has to be. I can show you my skin, hold on. Oops, that's a screenshot. Which one is it? No. There I am. Hello. I've had this skin since Wolves. In fact, this skin predates Wolves, and I put the wolf skin on after they introduced Wolves. So it's a long and old skin. I know that skin making has progressed a bit since this skin was made, but it's okay. I like my skin, and I will keep it. Yes, so we're using well, it's a server-side mod, so it's a plugin actually, not really a client-side mod. It's World Edit is letting me do this. That is make these like rocks appear. This is kind of like a Spartan, yeah. It's supposed to kind of look like me, and I don't know. I'm not sure if I could even find the original skin anymore. I don't know if it exists. So it isn't. I didn't make the whole skin, but I did kind of make it a bit by hand. Probably couldn't find the original anymore, like way back. Probably like almost. Was it like 6, 7 years ago that I made it? So it goes back a way. Righty, let's get some more guidelines in here. We're running out of guidelines. Whoops, I'm just spamming random lines, apparently. Not noticing what I'm doing. Oh, one fit though, magically. And a little more under there. So I know this is a very slow process, but it was always going to be a very slow process, unfortunately. We're talking about, you know what could make this look nicer though? Let's switch on the shaders for no reason. Yeah, that's going to make things look great. Oh, we have a thought for the day. You ready for a thought for the day? Alright. Take a deep breath. And our thought for the day. We all too seldom put in words our thoughts from day to day about how much we value friends who brighten up life's way. That's nice. I'm going to say thanks then. Thank you, viewers, for watching, because, you know, I'm putting into words those thoughts that I have. Yeah. I think the encouragement of that little nugget is people to, yeah, well, say how much they appreciate their friends, which we certainly don't really do too much. I'm certainly guilty of that. But I think everybody is. It's kind of uncool, isn't it? To break character and be like, can I just say how much I really appreciate you, man? Not really the done thing. Which is a shame, because everyone likes to hear that they're appreciated. Dark Shadow, you know, there's really not that many people on this stream. Like, promoting your channels, you're probably not going to get too many hits here. You might want to look somewhere else if you want to try promoting it. Let's get that one. Boom. And let's go here. You know what I'm going to have to do actually is reduce the render distance by sure, because otherwise I'm just going to lag out here. You don't really want. Great technical term, lag out. There we go. Alrighty, now we can see in high definition how much of a mess we're making. One here is, the iron one is the little one, isn't it? Or is it the first one? Oh, excuse me. Nice. We still have so much more to do. We're probably like 1/4 of the way around the whole build here with... Oh my goodness, this is a big void here. We need a bigger brush. Let's use a bigger one to fill this up, because we need to. You know what, I'm going to swap these brushes around. Call me crazy, but it's irritating me that they're not kind of in order. So we're going to have to fill out this area too, so we can find out where we're supposed to be here. And we can do the other way too. To give us some idea, kind of a messy idea, but it's an idea nonetheless. The problem with, I think the problem with the tutorial is it's just such a big process. Like, there's a gigantic process involved in the constructing of organic structures. I don't think I would. I don't think it's. I think it would just take a lot of time and energy to produce. And I don't know that it would be worth it. Really, I'm not sure who's going to want to watch like a 1 hour long video. Apart from which, I have some trade secrets, which you know is I'm a little bit covetous about. Some people still haven't figured out some of my my techniques, so I've thought about it. I've considered it, but I've decided that I don't think I'm going to do it. Yeah, we missed you. We missed you very much. Alrighty. That's the big one, isn't it? Yes. So, big one in here. And we go through here. I think with some more mines, we can figure out where this surface is going to be. I know that's not strictly speaking the right line, but it doesn't really matter. We're just kind of getting a general idea, and it's very difficult to do so without some kind of line hanging. Let's get a line in there as well. Well, I mean, previously the way I did it was by knowing that I was going to put it on YouTube and people were going to see it, which is a really bad way of looking at things. In some ways, I'm still hoping that this is going to make me, you know, wildly famous. It's probably not, but nowadays I just do a little bit every day. I mean, you see, the stream helps. Like, I feel kind of a bit of obligation, but I mean, I enjoy it too. It's kind of relaxing, and I'm not. I think one of the big things is that I didn't set out a goal for this project. I just started building, and that was kind of quite relieving, because building is fun. I'm sure you agree. Building in Minecraft's fun. But sometimes building because you have to build, like you set out this grand design and you have to build it, can be a bit frustrating. When I was doing the big time lapses, probably the main thing that kept me from kind of quitting was just, oh well, I've got to finish it now. That said, for every time lapse that I completed, there was another one that failed. So there's a number of builds that I built for time lapses that just never saw the light of day because they just weren't good enough, or I got frustrated and quit. They didn't come out clean enough. There's a whole load of reasons, but yeah, it wasn't. There was. I mean, there was one. My greatest time-lapse build I abandoned because it was just, I bit off far more than I could chew. I teased it, but it was, I want to say it was in excess of 1 million blocks to place by hand. But just, I mean, my advice is just to start building, really, and you know, if you want to do small builds, build small builds, but build small builds that are next to each other and are related, and in this way they become a big build. That's kind of what I've done here. Lots and lots of small builds which are all part of a bigger build, and that's why one of the reasons that I really like this building, like terraforming now, because it's quite varied in style. You can try out loads of new techniques. There's a lot of kind of brushes to help you. And it's a bit less of a precise art, really, I guess. It's probably what I like about it. I've never really been that into building actual Minecraft structures. It's not really my forte. In fact, it's something I'm very weak at. I'm kind of embarrassed at this point because people think that I'm great at building, but you know, I'm not that good at building building structures. Very weak. There's probably people on this stream. How many people here? 7. There's probably at least one person on this stream, maybe more, that is better than me at building building structures. Like it's really not my strong point. So yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed about that, and I don't want to build structures, partly because I know they won't come out right. Which I know is a terrible attitude to have, given what I just said. If you don't build it, you can't practice it. If you don't build it, you won't end up with anything. But well, to be fair, I'm trying something new with the terraforming, so I guess that's kind of good. I don't really maybe want to bite off even more than that. What's going on there? What happened to that? I don't. Oh, it's. Where's it gone? Oh, I missed. I see. I hit something in the far off distance. Let's aim a bit more carefully. There we go. Let me show you Subreaper, or maybe I won't show you, but I'll give you a little idea. I'll give you a little taste. So this is a, you can see the blue lines sketching out a mountain. I am building a range of mountains here. Now it's a slow and arduous process, as I'm sure anybody who has ever placed tens of millions of blocks by hand will know. So this is what I'm working on presently. I know the loading distance is quite low, it's because it's not really very important, but it's part of a much larger build over here. If you're interested in seeing the rest of this build, if you go to the last stream, it's available on VOD on my channel, and go to like the last 10 minutes, you'll be able to see it. So I'm working kind of on this mountain range as the background for that, but I don't want to get too distracted with that at the moment. It's a good job that you had time to live comment your death. We'll know for posterity what happened to you. The coroner work shouldn't have any trouble figuring out cause of death and stuff, so that's nice. So to go back to what I was rambling on about building, I think, goodness me, every time I look, everywhere I look, there's just more stuff is required. So this is going to be a very long process. I predict at least a couple weeks of stream are going to be dedicated to this mountain range. Yeah, no, it's a lot of work, but I think if you take it a little bit at a time, and as I was just discussing about how to kind of maintain motivation, it helps having some people to chat with. So being on a server helps, or in this case, I have you guys. My virtual harassers / fans to keep me entertained, so that I think helps a bit, and of course that sense of obligation. Obviously I can quit if I want, I've got no requirement to do these streams, but you know, I feel a little bit obligated, and that's enough to kind of get me started. Otherwise I would be doing nothing more important on the morning anyway. Good, quite therapeutic as well, is building, although I must say live streaming is probably less therapeutic than just building. It's pretty stressful sometimes, actually. Particularly, I can't find a way to hide the view account on my chat app, so I can always see the view account. Now, it's not a very good view account, so I kind of take a bit of solace in that, but pretty depressing to watch the view account kind of go down. I mean, I know a lot of it is just kind of random people signing off and stuff, but you know, it does kind of impact the concentration a little bit. Oh, gosh. Also, maybe I should have picked a different hobby, considering I spend all day at work sitting at a desk, and then I spend my hobby time also sitting at a desk. Stretching is important, guys. Let me just grab another string in here. Oh, create spline outside of world. Whoops. This is a nice track. Which one is it? Is it steam powered? Oh, I don't think it's steam powered. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm kind of excited to work through after I've done this, which I mean is going to be a while, admittedly. We're probably going to be. It's probably going to be this for the rest of the stream. To be honest, I'm going to do maybe a fly around at the end and show some stuff off, but it's probably going to be much the same for the rest of this stream. Just kind of working through the nitty gritty of placing 10 million blocks. I wonder how many blocks there are actually. Should we have a quick, see if we can do a quick count? Now, how would we do that? Hold on, let me swap over. I'll just put the render distance up, why not? Okay, so approximately there are, let's say it's 50% full if we build, actually it'd be 1/4 full, won't it, if we build a pyramid around it, assuming it's a perfect pyramid. We build a box around it. Maybe we can get some... Oh gosh, it's huge. So from about here, we'll say. And I think there's a count command, but I don't really know what it is. 안녕하세요. Go to Roesh. Yeah, my Hangul's not so good anymore. I forgot how to read it, unfortunately. Oh goodness, that sucks. Here we go. So that is a grand total of 17 million blocks. So yeah, order of 10 million. We're looking at 10 million blocks here. So, you know, it's a slow process, guys. I don't know if we can do a count actually. There we go. So we got 7 million stone blocks at the moment, and by comparison we're adding... How much are we adding each time? We're adding at the moment like 50 maybe? So... So we're just going to fill this space as well, and we're basically, I mean, I know I keep going back to what we're doing, and we're doing the same thing. So I'm just going to stop describing what I'm doing and just ramble about something, if I can find something to ramble about. Prompt me somebody. Give me a prompt. Otherwise I'm going to start rambling about video games that I like. Actually, I have a video game that I like. I started playing Wizard of Legend, which is great, actually. Really, really good game. Would totally recommend it, especially if you have a friend to play with. I understand some people don't have friends to play with, and that's okay too, but if you do have a friend and you like playing local, it's like a local co-op game. I'm a big fan of local co-op games, I should mention that actually. I collect them, in fact. I have about 100 local co-op games. I like to play with my friends, although my friends don't really like to play with me, which is kind of awkward. So I have lots of local co-op games, and largely nobody to play with, unfortunately. To be fair, it's kind of a dying thing. People like... I'm kind of worried that socializing generally seems to be kind of almost on the wane. Like, social media seems to have just kind of destroyed it a little bit. I don't want to sound like an old granddad or whatever, but like, people go home and they watch Netflix or whatever, and don't really get out of the house too much. I mean, to be fair, maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe that's just me. I personally don't watch Netflix, but it can be hard to connect with people because people are quite unwilling to do anything. To be fair, I do work in a software company. My streams are usually an hour and a half long, so I have about half an hour left on the stream this morning. I stream in England. It is starting at 8 o'clock. Cold tea, better finish it. Yeah, in England, the time is 8 o'clock when I start, and it goes to 9:30, so 8 till 9:30, usually. Actually, it's usually more like 8 until 9:25. So, that is the nature of things and stuff. Streaming. Yes, I understand it's actually a really bad time. Like, no one in the UK can watch because it's time to go to work or school. No one in the US can watch because it's bedtime. No one in Europe can watch because it's work and school time. So it's really just a bad time for everybody, apart from Asia Pacific, where of course it's prime time, but I'm not really kitted out to deal with Asia Pacific. I don't speak Japanese or Korean really. I can entertain the Koreans briefly by reading their names, and that's about it. So I don't know, maybe I'll get some weird following from Korea pop up. That's maybe what I'm hoping for. Koreans do quite like Westerners, just like the idea of Westerners almost. You know what? I don't like the way. Actually, no, it's fine. I shouldn't be griping about this at this point. Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, I can only stream when I can stream. To be fair, what I could do is go to work earlier, and I'm fully at liberty to go to work earlier and come back earlier. So I could stream in the afternoon. And it really is a very palpable option. Sometimes I actually do stream in the afternoon as well. I understand the afternoon for me it's good for school kids in Europe. It's bad for Americans because they're at work. There's really no time that I can stream that's good for Americans because I'm in bed. I do sleep at 10 till 6, which is I mean, that's like just prime time America's, isn't it? 10 till 6 in the UK is... What's that? America's like 8 hours behind, so that is 2 till... 2 till 10, which is, yeah, prime time for the Americas. Let's see here. Let's get some more strings in here. I'm a little bit afraid that I'm actually destroying the detail here, but I don't know, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't want to, the problem is I don't want to kind of, I've placed 7 million blocks already, so I don't really want to undo that. I'd be really interested to count actually how many blocks there are in this build, and I might do that at some point. Tricky actually to get this in. The strings are kind of far apart, so it'd be tricky to kind of join them. I think I missed there, didn't I? Nope. Get up there at least. So there's no string down here at all. Let's just put one in. And we're way overextending it, but at this point, it is what it is. We'll deal with it. Yeah, no, there's some Europeans who can watch, but whereabouts in Europe are you? Lidig? Oh, is it Ligi DK? So are you in Denmark? Ah, hey. Snakke dansk? Well, I don't speak Danish, so that's about it. This is Minecraft 1.12, is it? The one before the present version on PC. So yes, we're not up to date yet. We don't have the aquatic update yet. That's something I can think about doing at some point, actually, is moving to aquatic update. The thing I'm scared about is, since I'm making a giant time-lapse here, I'm scared that if I update the version, the time-lapse might be broken. I might lose those precious time-lapse files. So I kind of want to finish at least this build, the build that's going to be part of this time-lapse. I used to have another Danish viewer, but he seems to have vanished. I haven't seen him in quite some time, so I don't think he's coming back. Yeah, he took offense. My girlfriend's Swedish, so she tells me all of the good digs about the Danish, and I can speak Swedish with a modicum of skill, so I'm not completely useless. And I can tell Norwegian and Danish apart, and it sounds to me like Danish is just like Swedish, but with like just they don't like it's like Swedish except without enunciating anything, which is probably really offensive. Sorry, but it's funny. It does sound like that, like. Just kind of talking, but without like closing your mouth almost. Now you can be rude against the Swedish, and I'll allow it. Also, you can tell me I'm being that was too far, and I'll stop. Also, that's also an option. But Danish seem to usually have pretty good humor about this. I'm trying to think of some Swedish to say, but just nothing's coming to me now. I was gonna try and I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop before I offend somebody, actually. Alrighty. Yeah. Have a good sleep. I hope to see you again. If you're not interested in watching the stream, you can check back anytime and kind of get some progress update if you're interested. If not, well, I'll see you. Have a nice life, I guess. That's my favourite. That's my favourite sign-off. If I know I'm not going to see someone again, have a nice life. So awkward. It's brilliant. Yeah, well, I mean, I see what you're saying, but like, you have a lot of letters that are written down in Danish that you just kind of just gloss over. And I know English is not the best for this, but like even I, a total novice in the Scandinavian languages, can tell that Danish, yeah, is sounds like a very corrupted form of Swedish. I guess that's what technically speaking, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. This is quite pretty, isn't it? The kind of build-up of different colours of rocks here. I'm quite enjoying it, actually. Sorry. Sorry, guy. I'm quite stoked about doing some kind of geological processes on this. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing now, actually. Maybe not strictly speaking true, because of course a mountain is an erosive feature. Erosive? I'm not sure if that's a word. A subtractive feature. It was a big piece of rock, and then it's now a smaller piece of rock, whereas what I'm doing here is essentially making a pile of rocks, which is not quite how a mountain works. But you know, this is a fantastic mountain on a fantastic island, and so it can work however the heck I damn well please. And yes, it will work however I damn well please. Just getting carried away then, forgetting to put in my strings, my guidelines. We're a bit overbuilt on this side, but we should be okay. Are you Minecraft player yourself, Liggy, or I'm assuming you're still here and I haven't offended you so much that you left. If not, anybody else who is watching and wishes to comment, are you Minecraft players? Because a lot of the people that I seem to get viewership from don't really actually play Minecraft. They're just lurkers, as it were. Oh my goodness, everywhere I look. I need to be a bit more methodical about this, because everywhere I look there's more stuff to fill out. Oh, that's cool. What kind of server is it? I used to run a server, actually, but it was so much work. It took kind of the fun out of playing Minecraft. I was running it all by myself, which didn't help, but trying to find admins. Oh, you said you're on a gap year, right? Where did you go? Or were you... Yeah, where have you been? Because I kind of took a gap year. It wasn't really technically a gap year, but I did it anyway. I went through New Zealand and Asia as well. And Europe too, actually. But, I mean, that was just a work... I just took a year out of work to just freaking DOS. It was great. Well, it wasn't a DOS, really. It was, as I say, it was World Traveller. So, you know, kind of a big deal. This is going to look great on the time-lapse, by the way. I'm thinking I might make separate time-lapse. I'm thinking I could make separate time-lapse out of quite a lot of the stuff I've got, actually. What I'm really kind of betting all this on is I'm basically betting everything on this grand, magnificent time-lapse that is like, you know, it's like 50 streams long, and just you get to see this whole island basically being built. Unfortunately, not the whole island, because I didn't record the whole island. Whoops. But this whole island being built just before your eyes would be awesome. Oh, so, wait, are you... You haven't gone to uni yet, is that right? Or you have gone to uni? So I know in Sweden, and I think in Norway, and I guess Denmark as well, gap year is very common in between college and university, right? So 18-year-olds will kind of take a year out of their studies. Boo. Hello, friend. Q-Killer. Hello, friend. How are you today? Oh, what are you going to study and where at? Come on. There's a lot of Germans do the same thing as well. Actually, I think it's not really a thing in the UK though. People generally don't do that. We don't really have the money, I think. Much as people like to forget it, the UK is actually fairly poor by European well, Western European standards. You know, we're poorer than Germany and we're poorer than Scandinavia. We can't really afford the same thing, I think. I'm not sure if that's that big a factor, but certainly culturally we don't do that so much. People do take gap years in the middle of uni sometimes, but not before uni. What's going on here? Oops. My machine's slowed down a bit. I think it's because of these shaders. I'm actually going to have to swap the shaders off because I think it's slowing us down. Goodbye, shaders. Apologies. You don't have to tell me where you're going to uni, but it would be nice to know what you're going to study. We can talk about that, maybe. I studied theoretical physics, so you know, kind of a big deal. What is going on here? We got serious lag issues. That seems to be fixed-ish now. Oh no! Oh no! I see what's happened here. Oh gosh. We are not hitting the water because I put the mask of air on, so it only hits the air. And so it should have been air and water. I didn't think about that. So we're just going to have to fill out a little bit. That's why it was lagging. Hi, Minecraft King. Thank you. Oops. Okay, you can stop now, please. I would recommend going away for uni. I mean, obviously it's your choice, but getting away from your parents, I suppose, I don't know, if you've had a gap year, maybe it's okay, but I don't know if you live with your parents, but getting away from your parents is kind of a big deal, and it's one of the most valuable experiences of being at university, I would say, is kind of, you know, becoming it's really a kind of a rite of passage. You can become an adult by kind of moving away from your parents and kind of basically leaving your old life a little bit behind you. I think it's kind of obviously not for everybody, but I think it's quite important to do that. Certainly I grew so much as a person, I think partly because, you know, you've got to fend for yourself suddenly and you're living with strangers, making friends, that kind of stuff, whereas if you're living, I don't know if you were thinking about living at home, but if you're... Yes, this is the PC version of Minecraft. It is Java edition. I'm in version 1.12, I think it's called. 1.12, I think, maybe a more technically correct name for it. And I am working on a very large mountain range. If you're interested in seeing the greater build surrounding this, so we need to make this one hit water as well, because it's not currently doing that. If you're interested in seeing the rest of the build, you will have to wait about 10 minutes and then I will show it. But for now I'm just cracking on with this build. So far we've placed almost 8 million blocks. I think we're probably on about 8 million blocks now, actually. In this mountain range. Oh yeah, if you're leaving your girlfriend, that's kind of a big deal. But well, I don't want to give you advice really about that one. I mean, you should question perhaps well, I think you'll know whether or not you wanna you can kind of sacrifice the relationship with your girlfriend. I think you will know whether or not that's how important that is to you. And I would say if you feel like this is going somewhere, if you feel like it's you could be together for decades, then probably not worth sacrificing it. But if you feel like it, I don't know. I don't want to give you too much advice on that one, but I would say don't worry too much about leaving your friends behind. You'll make new friends. Okay. Yeah, for sure. So I mean, I guess that's a tricky one, to be honest, and I wouldn't like to be the one to give you the advice on that. I wouldn't like to be the one to tell you, how to deal with that. I suppose only you can really know. But I would say certainly don't opt for safety, because you're just starting out, right? Your life's basically just getting started, and what you think is important now doesn't necessarily have to be important for the rest of your life. Yeah, great. You'd love the UK. You better be polite though. I mean, it's antisocial, but in the most polite and passive-aggressive way possible. And the UK's good, to be honest. It's nice. There's a lot of good things about the UK. Having been around and seen some places, I've seen some shit, man. The UK is where I came back to. I didn't stay in the land of Nuz. Is that like an acceptable play on words, like the land of Oz, but the land of Nuz? Yeah, I studied theoretical physics, which, to be honest, when I just finished it, my advice was don't do it. But now that I've kind of forgotten the horrors that was theoretical physics, I would probably recommend doing it. But, I mean, maybe fresh out of uni me is a better one to listen to. So, well, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I guess, I don't know if you're considering doing theoretical physics. That may not be an option for you, but I think it was difficult, and it was good, actually. I think, in hindsight, I think I quite enjoyed it, actually. And it's definitely a very useful degree. I can get. I could have gone into any industry with it, essentially. Yeah, you can move permanently. You can't do it off the bat. You can't just be like, I'm moving here permanently. But certainly there are very well established methods for Australians to become permanent residents in the UK, I think. It's probably a bit trickier for Australians because you're not part of the EU, of course. But now that Brexit's happening, it might be a bit easier. So maybe by the time you want to do it, you'll find that it's actually quite easy. Basically, you need to find a job. That's the #1 thing. If you can find a job in the UK, you can basically stay as long as you like, more or less. And then after 5 years, I think, 5 years, I think you have to be 5 years in the UK and less than 270 days in those 5 years out of the UK. Or marry somebody and have 3 years in the UK with less than 90 days outside of the UK, and you will be able to become a fully fledged citizen with a passport and everything. And I'm assuming you'll pass the Britishness test, which is something else you have to do. Sorry, Liggy, did you say what you were going to study? I think with the way Brexit's heading, you'll probably find that, or at least the way they were talking about it, I don't know, we'll have to see. But they were talking about having open borders with Canada, Australia, New Zealand, which would mean that you could just come here and work for free without any kind of difficulty. I think the main problem is finding that job. Certainly in a lot of countries, you have this difficulty of employers can't just hire a foreigner, they have to prove that they need to hire the foreigner, which makes it very difficult to actually find a job, because a lot of the time they don't need to hire a foreigner, it's just they want to. They could hire a British person or whoever. I know in New Zealand it's very difficult for me to find a job because there's no good reason that an employer would need to hire me instead of a Kiwi, for example. I'm afraid not. Pugsley, it's just a private server. It's just me on the server, so no, sorry. Hello. Well, if you're going for I mean, if you're going to go for a PhD, then you want to go for the one that you like the more of, because it's not really going to matter job-wise. But I mean, job-wise, your options are much enhanced with engineering, and it would be easier to transfer later from engineering into psychology than vice versa. Psychologists don't really train mathematics at all, which is kind of a big deal. You need that mathematics. Hello, it's a new huge stone pile. Who just followed? Hello, Pugsley. Thank you for following. No, I think you'll be fine. If you've got dual nationality, you're not going to lose that. I'm pretty sure. That's a good situation to be in. Actually, you're pretty much in the best situation there. Silos, I would say. I don't really know too much about it, that particular situation, but I would assume that they're not going to revoke your nationality. You're not going to have to revoke one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. Yeah, you have. That's an enviable position, actually. You're in a real good situation. Best of both worlds, which can't be said for anybody else, really. You got the worst of both worlds. Yeah, Brexit is a bit... I thought you said suck. Brexit's a bit suck, is what it is. I hate Brexit. I hate everything it stands for. And I hope it would die. But we're going to wreck the country over it anyway. Over the one vote that we would probably reverse if we held it again. You know that's democracy, isn't it? Wonderful. Go. Fill out a bit more here. And we're getting almost to the end of the stream, so I'm going to do a fly around, I think. If there's interest, does anybody want to see the build, or are you satisfied with the build? Would you prefer that I continue? It's stuck because we have no bargaining chips. We have nothing to offer the EU. The EU wants to destroy the UK because in doing so they make themselves more powerful, and they also send a warning to anyone else in the EU thinking of leaving. It is imperialism on their part, but it's stupidity on our part. We shouldn't be trying to leave. Very foolish. Okay, I'm going to swap over to the let me see here. I'm going to swap it to the shader so we can see it properly, and we'll do a quick fly around. I'll start over here in the Peaceful Valley since we're right next to it, and then we'll fly over to Tropical Bay. I'm probably going to miss out on the mushroom area because I'm kind of bored of that area. In fact, I hate that area. I think I might delete it, remove it from the map. So up here is kind of placeholder terrain. Actually, this is just scenery. You'll see it's like one-sided scenery. This is what the mountains are connected to. So this is going to need to have a bit more TLC on it. The mountains are there. In fact, what we should be able to do now is see for the first time what our new peaceful valley will look like once the mountains are in. Or at least have an idea. The European Union, I mean, it's a good idea, to be fair. Pragmatically, it's a good idea for most countries. But what it has kind of done as well is it's put everybody in kind of a rock and a hard place where essentially it's a German empire, more or less. The Germans being so economically strong, they have so much control over this stuff. And it's kind of worrying, which is, I mean, obviously it's not that big a deal, but yeah, it really does benefit Germany. So there we go. We can actually see the mountains slightly from the valley, not very much, but enough that we can, we can sense they're there, and we can kind of get a sense of scale by flying around. So this is Peaceful Valley. This is the first area that I built. Looks good all through the day. Really good overall. Probably want to redo the archway here. It's a bit blobby, isn't it? But whatever. Over here we have a couple of little trees here. This was supposed to be like a whole forest, but I got bored of building the trees, so we only have two. And of the two, one of them had the leaves rot off, and I still haven't fully replaced them. So we have this kind of placeholder leaves here, almost. Over this way is the mushroom area, but I really like it, so I'm not going over there. We've got this little dead tree here, and this little moorland. Down here is the ravine, and we have not got. It ends here. This was going to be something. I mean, it's still going to be something. We're going to build the ravine going up this way, I think, and I don't know where it's going to end, but we'll find out later. Some kind of nice detailing here. Some place kind of, well, just filler forest down there, and slightly less filler forest here with kind of cracks in it and stuff. I used to use World Painter actually, but I don't think it will make a very good stream or time-lapse. I'm kind of interested in the time-lapse aspect, so I don't really want to do it for that reason. World Painter would make this a lot quicker and easier, but I don't know whether I mean, I could have done the basic way quicker, but oh well. Too late now. Oh my goodness, this is going to look beautiful, isn't it? Just realising. This region here, say, going to have this super cool, like, mountain range. Wow, that's going to be amazing when it's done. So over this way is a little beach here. This took a long time to make nice and smooth, way longer than it looks like it would have taken. That's like 3 streams worth of work there. These little rock pools, they look beautiful. I need to do more like this actually. It's a really nice, pretty thing. Got some palm trees. Nice techers on the palm trees, works quite well. Which tree? Oh, that tree on the top there. Oh goodness, this Minecraft, I wish it would just load better. Sometimes it just doesn't load very well. You have to fly around to load the stuff. But I'm basically going to go like a printer here and just kind of go back and forth and just load all the world in, because it doesn't really load very effectively otherwise. Yeah, I'm pretty sure actually these mountains are really going to tie everything together. They're really going to pull the whole build together. More. So I've been doing roughly, usually about five streams per week at about 1.5 hours each. Actually, it's about 4 streams per week, I think. 1.5 hours each, so about 6 hours per week, and it's been, oh goodness me, probably 6 months maybe since I started Peaceful Valley, maybe? Wow, has it really been that long? Maybe it has. Yeah, maybe it's been 6 months since I started. Still going with Aikuk. Let's see. Well, it doesn't have a name, so you can call it what you like. I'm probably not going to call it Aikuk, though. Sorry. We're going to end up deloading the stuff on the other side, I think. But I just want to kind of grab a little bit of this. But let's just see if it loads. Got this here. We've so nearly finished this whole area. So I do have replays of all of this. So in theory, what we should be able to do, there's a glass block. Oh, we lost the top of the mountain. I don't know why I did there, but I want to undo it. Be careful sometimes. So this is about the spot where I'm going to do it. So we're going to have, there's nothing here to begin with. This was completely empty. And so just going to spin around and just go like this. And as it spins around, everything just builds, basically. So it starts looking down and there's nothing, it's just water. And then it, boom, 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 boom. Lots of big cylinders and the whole ground gets built out. And then pan around here and this gets built, the mountain gets built, this gets built, the beach gets built, this thing gets built. I don't know what this area is called. This jungle gets built, these trees, this tree, this tree, this tree. I think we then go back and do this bit. I think then this bit gets built, and then this, and then finally the mountains here. And let's go load them in, because I'm just kind of interested to get kind of a first glimpse of how these mountains are going to look. I think this is going to be the very center of the whole island, this mountain range, because I want it to be, it's going to take so much effort to build it that I'm going to want it to be nice and pretty and appreciated a lot. But to kind of really just hold the player's sense of direction together. I think that'll do. I'm not going to see too much more than that, I think, anyway. So we'll go back down. Yeah, so we did unload quite a lot of the map over there, which is unfortunate. But, oh well. It's just how it gotta be. There we go. Looks like a mess at the moment, but should be nice. I think I'm gonna get I'm gonna carry this flower thing on. So we're gonna have flowers, I think, all the way around to kind of here, and then flower trees as well in here, big flower trees. Not sure how I'm gonna blend the jungle in. We'll find that out. Yeah, nice. Alrighty, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in about 22.5 hours time. Bye.